Hello, Cheri.
Hey, Jerome.
What's up?
Hello, everybody. So, welcome to What's Up with Cheri and Jerome newsletter, April 23rd of 2026. And this week we're going to feature We Had a Dream is what we're kind of this newsletter is about. So, first of all, I really like the art on this one, Jerome. But I always have liked orange. So, orange is one of my favorite colors. So,
You know anything that rhymes with the orange?
no, I don't think I
Okay,
do.
let's go ahead on. Let's go on.
All right. So, this week we're going to talk about that we had a dream. When we started talking about retirement, for me, because I was working at the time, and as a lot of you know, I used to work for the Georgia Advocacy Office, which was the P&A, the Protection and Advocacy Agency for the state of Georgia, and every state has one. And when they started talking about me retiring, we started talking about things we need to get done before I retired. And then we started talking about what our life would look like after I retired. And I think we did a pretty good job, Jerome. We started talking about starting a business. And in talking about starting a business, we kind of both had a dream. My dream is I wanted to write and teach and help people have a good life. I said ever since Sam died, I made this decision that I was going to spend the rest of my life helping people have a good life. I thought that was a very worthwhile way to live my life. Um, and I also love supporting Jerome. And I wanted to do that in art too. I was inspired by Jerome. And Jerome was having trouble getting inspired and started. So I thought, well, then we'll do art together. But of course, I had to do it differently because I don't have Jerome's talent. But I started with photography art. And I also love public speaking and I like content making. And we also like filming projects, but we only do small ones like this video that we're doing right now, this video newsletter. So, Jerome, you want to talk about your dream?
Yeah, I really dreamed all my life about making a living doing art. Now, what they'll tell you in college is that most artists have a job along with their art career, a part-time job to work along with their art career because the sales of paintings is sporadic. And if you spend all your time selling, you don't have time to create. And if you spend all your time creating, you don't have time to sell, which makes art a difficult business to get into. So we thought about doing the print on demand, which is our business model. We'll get to that. But that's what I wanted to do is make art for a living. And it really didn't matter whether it was painting, watercolor, acrylics, oils. It didn't matter if it was on the computer or cut out paper. I wanted to create art.
Yeah, but Jerome,
I
do
also
you want
love
to go
I
ahead?
also like technology. I like working on the computer. So doing both the painting on canvas and creating art on the computer is great for me. I kind of fit in with both categories.
Yeah, but then we also got into doing those filming projects. We
Yeah.
started out by doing filming projects for People First of Georgia and People First the national version, which is Self-Advocates Becoming Empowered. We did some film projects for them as well. And we really enjoyed it. And Jerome enjoyed it because he's such a techie person. He
Yeah,
loves.
I think of filming as film projects as a whole bunch of art images lined up one after the other, and each frame is needs to be composed just right for uh, art critique. So I see film projects as just another painting, a painting that has uh, uh, slide after slide, painting after painting, to the end of the movie.
Yeah. So we started talking about what kind of business, and we started having a discussion about service or products. Were we going to provide a service, or were we going to provide a product, or maybe a hybrid of both? And we
Now,
started talking about the pros and cons of that.
when you're thinking about art as a product or service-based business, you got to remember that service means that um, people are commissioning you to do a painting. In other words, they come to you and say, I want you to do a painting. The painting doesn't exist. They're asking you to do it, and that's a service. And services aren't taxable. But if you actually create a painting and then sell it, then that's a product. You have a product based business, you create art and then you sell it. That's a product, and products are taxable. So you have to charge taxes when you create a product. So creating a painting as a product, you have to pay taxes on, charge taxes on it, and pay taxes to the government. Uh, so what we have is a hybrid business. I do take commissions, and I also do create paintings. Cheri creates art, and so in the sense that it's a product, and so we have a hybrid business.
Well, and I also write. So I have the product of books, and I like teaching. So we have the product on our YouTube channel of doing
Providing
Bible.
service.
Yeah, so that's kind of service type thing. So that's the reason why we're hybrid. We got a little both. So you want to talk about the pros and cons, Jerome?
Well, basically, it's difficult to plan uh, your inventory if your inventory of supplies if you're dealing with a service business because you don't know how many customers you're going to have each year. You don't know what size paintings they want and stuff like that. But if you have a product-based business, in other words, you're creating art and you're putting it in galleries, and you're putting it in festivals, going out and selling it, you can pretty much plan that you're going to do so many paintings a year. They're going to be this size, and you know how much paint you need for that. So one of the cons of a service-based business is that it's hard to plan out your supply list for the year. And one of the pros of having a product-based business is that you know how many you can estimate how many paintings you're going to paint a year and what size they're going to be, and so it's easier to plan your supply cabinet.
Yeah. So our business model that we chose was print on demand. But we had a problem that happened when we started that was that our stuff just got lost with everybody else's when we put it on Spoonflower. I went into Spoonflower to check our stuff to see what kind of response we were getting, and I couldn't even Google our company so that I could look at our stuff. And I had been sending people to the website, but they weren't finding our products, but they were finding everybody else's. So we had a problem and we had to come up with a solution for that problem. And then there's how do you get paid, because when you're doing print on demand, the people who make it get paid, but they then pay you a commission. So,
Well, you have to have a business bank account for them to pay it to.
yeah, got to have that set up, and we do. We have that. We have a way for people to pay us through PayPal or through what is the name of that
Zelle?
app? Zelle through the bank. Yeah, Zelle. So those are the ways that we can get paid. So, but our stuff got lost on the print on demand sites and nobody could find our stuff. So we had to figure out a way to help people find our
We'll come up
product.
with a solution in a minute, but I want to tell you about the model of print on demand. Uh, it is the idea that if you create a painting and sell it, you get a one-time payment, and then the opportunities are gone. But if you create a painting and then make an image of it, a high quality scan of it, you now have an image that you can put on products and through these print on demand companies, and you could continually get paid as they sell their products with your images on them. That's the business model of print on demand.
Yeah. So what we ended up coming up with a solution was to drive traffic to our products only. We had to come up with a way to where we could say, this is where you can go to find our products. So we ended up developing a website. And to have a website, we needed a logo and we needed to build a brand. So we've got our logo, which is the Inclusive Media Inc. INK.com. And then our other website, we're turning it into a gallery. Jerome, you want to talk about why you don't like putting your paintings in galleries?
Well, it's it galleries generally have a price point, and your paintings have to sell at that price point. So a normal gallery, you would think that your paintings would sell around $5,000, but and then you would get about half of that, or 50 or 60%. The gallery might get 60, you get 50, or the gallery might get 50, you get 50. So if you're selling your art for $5,000 and it sells for $5,000, that's great. But if you're painting and you're not quite able to get $5,000, I get somewhere around $1,000 to $2,000 for a painting. So that doesn't help me to be in a gallery, because if I sell it for $2,000 and the gallery gets 1,000, I get 1,000, and then you think about supplies and operation costs, you're not making very much from splitting your commission with the gallery if your paintings only sell around 1,000 or 2,000. But if you can get your painting to sell around 5,000, then the split will be worth it.
Right. But unfortunately, most galleries don't pay that. So we're starting our own gallery. We're going to have an online gallery. We haven't gotten it done yet, but we're working toward it. You can see our other website. We have two, and that is inclusivemediaart.com. And you can go on there and see all the paintings that Jerome has that are for sale. And at some point, we're going to move my art to that site. So,
Well, let me tell you another problem that's with galleries. It is also with selling art yourself. Is that shipping costs are very high. The larger the painting, the more difficult it is to ship, and the more expensive it is to ship. So look into shipping costs when you're creating art. And if you're dealing with a gallery, that you can ship it to them. Some of them will pay to ship it back, but most of them will ask you to pay them to ship your art back to you if it doesn't sell. So that shipping costs are troublesome.
Yeah. But what we found to fix that was to drive our traffic to our website and to create a link for the picture and embed it so that you could click on the picture of the item you want and it would take you to the print on demand site.
And
And
that way
that,
we send people to our site to see our work only, and they can pick from our images, from our designs.
right. So that's what we've done. I think that was a smart move, but it's hard because you got to have traffic to your website. You got to have people go look at your website. So that's the reason we're doing this newsletter is to so that people can know about our website and know these things are on there so that they can go to our website and then click on the picture of what they want, and that will take them to the print on demand site, and then they're able to buy from there. Now, if you ever try it and it doesn't work, please let us know because these sites are always updating their websites. Links go bad. So let us know if you have a problem making that work, and we will do our best to fix it and make it more easy and convenient for people to use. Is there anything else you want to say, Jerome?
Well, people can go to Amazon and look up our book, Marketing and Business Essentials, if they want to get more information about going into business.
Well, they can go to our website and find the cover of the book and click on it, and it'll take them directly to Amazon to the
That's right.
page.
Drive traffic to your site.
Yeah, so please talk about our website, not Amazon.
All right.
So, you know, those are the issues that we've had in making our dream come true of having our own business. So this week I want to talk about our home decor. And this is this week's featured home decor design. And I just want to talk for a minute about why you might want to buy our home decor items. Because a lot of people would love to redecorate their home or renovate their home, but they can't afford to renovate their home. And they're just ready for some changes, a refresh. So buying our home decor is a way to do that because you can change the way your home looks for a lot cheaper than a renovation would cost. So if you want to have a accent wall, we have wallpaper with this design on it. If you want to have pillows for your bed and a comforter, we have that. If you need curtains, we have that with the design on it, and table runners. And those are great ways to refresh the look of your home. So I call it home refresh. Um, so you can refresh your home by buying our home decor items and putting them in your house.
Great idea.
Yep. And this is a great design, Jerome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this red and white and I think it's green pattern is really lovely. And then you can go on our Inclusive Media Inc. INK.com and you can get framed prints that would go with it. And these are our three featured prints this week from your art prints. If you go to inclusivemediainc.com, click on the art tab, and this is where you'll find those prints and the framed prints.
And
So
you get to choose the matte color and the frame that goes with the art.
yeah, because you can get the white framed or the black framed.
Well, there are other colors: brown, gold, silver.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a wide selection of frames, and with the frames, you can get thin frames, thick frames, and different matte colors, or no matte at all.
Okay. So then here is 3 framed prints of my art. And this is under Art by Cheri. And when you click on the picture, it'll send you to Redbubble, where Jerome's will send you to Fine Art America. So one is a photography piece of art. The other 2 are 2 paintings that I did. I call them splat art because to me it looks like I went through paint at the board. So I call it splat art.
They're great for those spaces that don't have anything in your house.
Yeah, but some people like eclectic looking stuff, and this is a very eclectic looking. So, and then, of course, our best seller, which comes from Fine Art America, our bags. Those have been our biggest sellers, Jerome. And I particularly like the rectangular shaped weekend back tote bag. And the handles on all the bags are long enough that I can put them over the headrest of my chair, my wheelchair, and put stuff in them. And I really like that. It's very, very convenient. So, and then if you want bags, there's the box shaped bag, and then there's the zip purse. You can get them with the same design, or you can get them with different designs. You can even get them with these designs here.
There's a wide selection of art on the site.
Yeah.
Get on there.
Yeah.
And that's not actual size. That the Ziploc bag is much smaller. It fits inside the tote bag if you want to put it in there.
Yeah, but they're very well made. I was impressed with the quality of the bags. So, yeah. So the weekend tote bag is rectangular shape, and then the other tote bag is a square shape. So then if you want a bag with my art on it, if you remember last week, we featured the red flowers, print art, framed art. And this week I'm showing you where you can get it in a backpack or a tote bag. And also we have aprons with my art on. And that leads to clothing. So let's look at our featured clothing this week. So you can get youth shirts with my art. So you'll find that under the tab Art by Cheri. Or you can get Jerome's art. So you can get the t-shirt to match this bag if you're into color coordination, and get it on a t-shirt. And
Get those socks, Cheri.
oh yes,
socks.
So only my art comes in socks. And that's through Redbubble, and that's on the Art by Cheri page of our website. So you can see these socks here is the photography art, the white flowers, and then the splat socks is what I'm calling them because they have that splat design on them. So if you want to be notified when we have new stuff come out, you can drop me an email and say, add me to your email list. And that's my email is Cheri Mitchell, which is Cheri Mitchell, MITCHELLG, because my middle name is Geraldine, at gmail.com. And then you can go to our website, inclusivemediainc.com, and check out what books we have available. And you can see the home decor and all the items that we featured this week. So we ask that you'll click the subscribe button and that you'll click the thumbs up button to let us know that you liked our newsletter. And we say thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We really appreciate you very, very much. So thank y'all.
Thank
And
you,
y'all have
everybody.
a great week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.